Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our seminar. I hope you all has heard me. Can you confirm you are hearing me? Good. How about Karachi? Are you guys hearing me? Good. And how about Kathmandu? Are you guys hearing me? Thank you. Thank you. And Bangladesh? Are you guys hearing me? Thank you. Okay. Uh, Welcome to this discussion session. Exactly, I'm trying to catch you guys in this breakfast meeting for the mentoring, peer mentoring, and especially I am working as the professional peer mentor, uh, as a volunteer for the ASQ Toronto. I am sharing you guys this ASQ Toronto slide that I have used to mentor, to discuss with my mentee, especially for their goal, to achieve their goal. And I would like to talk with Guy about this slide today. First of all, we are technical people. We work in the quality control and quality assurance too. But our major objective is to get the quality by design or quality assurance. As you know that, according to the American Society of the Quality Understanding, any reasonable man who is capable in his subject area and he involved with his full capacity to do his job. And if we give him or her the 100% of the inspection for the quality, the maximum output or reasonable man can give accuracy is 90%. The human trait, the maximum capability we have realized human trait can deliver is 90%. And as the quality of the Lean Six Sigma, you guys knows 10% defect is too much. But still, how we are delivering the Lean Six Sigma level of the operation without near perfect operation, without near zero. That is not by managing the people. That is by managing the system in which people is the integral part of the world, integral part of any process. That is where the several concept has been come. I know you guys should be familiar about those stuff. And what I have here from my colleague from the different country, especially you guys, you are planning to immigrate to Canada or the United States or somewhere in the country. That time you are working about and you are expecting to enhance your capability to work more efficiently. And for that, I want to enroll in the mentoring program. Before enrolling in the mentoring program, I would like to discuss with you about this detail. Kindly note that there is two types of the literature is available in the world. One is custom design for the specific purpose, and one is designed for the generic audience. The audience, anybody can be the audience, but this slide, I have developed myself with a custom design mentoring approach. I don't believe if you really want to get the output, then every individual needs their own custom design mentoring approach. And what is the custom design and mentoring approach is when we know each other, when you understand what is your capability are, what is your strength are, what is your weakness are. At the same time, when we understand what you want to achieve in a certain period of the time, then one the mentor understand the mentee is huge. And once the mentor understands what mentee's real problem is, or what mentee is really feeling the his problem are, then unless we design any approach that is a custom design, that cannot be the mentoring. You can't mentor any people without any framework, and that framework might be one broader framework to cover everything, but every mentee must receive the custom design mentoring approach. If you see anybody, they are doing the mentoring and they say they are the very good mentor, but they don't design your custom specific mentoring schedule, custom specific mentoring, and probably from my point of view, it will be very hard to really believe the mentor has understand the concept of mentoring itself rather than just the advertising in the paper or advertising in the public. And that is why that is against my philosophy and against my view though. Anyhow, welcome you guys, and I would like to go you with the slide by slide. Let me know if you have any question in the middle. I will try to answer your question in the same time when I am presenting my slide. Obviously, it is the ESP Toronto mentoring program, and I have developed for the ESP Toronto for my mentee, not for the presenting on behalf of the ESQ. That I have developed by myself. That is why I haven't used the ESQ logo here, just the name. I don't know, this slide is not working. Oh, okay. Oh, it doesn't look this way. Okay. I want to throw you guys in the floor one questions. Third question, think about. Say that you were thrown into a completely new work environment. You are thrown into completely new environment. What type of the information you need? First, think yourself. You believe you are the very good quality guy. You believe you are the very good quality engineer. You believe you are a very good leader, and you believe you are the very, very good quality professional. Okay. Think this. You need to do your exactly same role, but unfortunately, it is completely new work environment. What type of information you need? If you can list something what you expect to perform better in this situation, probably you can understand what your mentee expect from you. You guys are scattered all around the world globally. And you guys are trying to be the very good mentor for a mentee. That is why before thinking about from the mentee perspective, first think about yourself. What you do if you were in completely new work environment? What type of information you need? Probably that will give you a lot of the hints that what your mentee expect from you. Sometimes your mentee doesn't know. That is why sometimes it's expressed, sometimes it's not explicitly expressed. But still, you can have the idea what the mentee expect from you. And another thing is that if you are a mentee, try to realize one thing. Don't jump into the mentee like, you know what, one guy, Lean Six Sigma guy from the Toronto or some Canada or United States, they are trying to putting on a seminar and they are trying to putting you in the one instruction, and why not just grab the opportunity and just try to see. Don't sit in the mentoring program for the sake of sitting. Are you mentorable? First of all, be very careful here. Are you mentorable? Are you really want to be mentee? To be the mentee, you should be mentorable. What that mean? What that mean is, are you willing to listen? Are you willing to take ownership of their wisdom? Will you examine yourself and trust? And are you willing to gain information appropriately? Are you going to implement that? Are you going to revisit back to basic your strength, weakness, strength, opportunity, sort of analysis about yourself? Are you willing to take the ownership of what you want to achieve? And more importantly, are you willing to listen? These are the questions that determine if any of this is no, you are not mentorable. Don't waste your time. Do whatever you are doing. You are doing great. And let's see about some definition. Definition of the mentoring. It is a willingness on the part of someone who has a wealth of experience to share his or her knowledge. The strip he she has on with someone who does not has much experience with no eye toward the getting anything back. It is about investing, giving back. Mentoring is just giving back. But mentoring is not dictating somebody. In the mentoring, you don't tell somebody do this, do that. In the mentoring, you share your experience. In the mentoring, you talk about yourself and your professional life, your what happened in your real life. You explain them. And if they have an obvious questions, then you hear them and then you answer them back if you were you, probably what you think about, what you think about. But it doesn't mean what you think about as a mentor also that is right in these circumstances. That is, it is said that you have never went to my path or you are not going to my path. That is why don't judge my path. First of all, to judge my path, you should be in my path. Every individual in this world has their own journey, own path. That is why when you are the mentoring, when you are working as a mentoring, you know only your reality. You know only all the circumstances you have been with. But never undermine your mentor, what he is going through. There is not the one situation. There is so many issues, so many reasons one thing can happen. That is why it is the way you share your experience. It is the way you just motivate them. It is the way you give your experience so that the mentee can achieve something. Definition of mentoring is giving back. With someone who does not have as much experience as you are, with no eye toward getting anything back. It is about investing, giving back. I hope you got it. Yes. Oh, this question from the Karachi is that she's talking that if as a mentor, she's the food scientist, she has the 20 years of experience, and then she knows this is going to happen. That is why she can tell her mentor that you have to do this because you don't get the result. Unfortunately not. The thing is that everything is changing. Even technology is changing, even the principle is changing, even though something works in your environment and you believe it is the right way. But it is not necessary in the same place, in the same industry, in the same plant, in the same situation, this is gonna work. What you're gonna do is that you try to understand why this question originated from. You try to validate what is the seriousness about the issue. And then maximum you can do is that in my case, it has been happened, I did this approach and it worked. But you have to leave onto the 100% of your mentee that if it worked there, don't undermine. Changing the people also the one variable in our statistics. Are you good? Thank you. Oh, this question from the Bangladesh. I want to be mentee, but I believe I have the capability to the mentor. But still I want to be mentee just to figure out what he mentors somebody else and I can gain something else. Probably mentor, the concept of the mentoring is not like this. Probably you are looking some training, not like the mentee then. What and one of the very seriousness in the mentoring program is what other mentee do has nothing to do with you. You should have your way because there is so many variables associated. Okay, thank you. If you see the certified Six Sigma Master Black Belt handbook, what is the mentoring? What is written about the mentoring there? Let me see in the screen myself too while you are reading. While coaching, focus on the individual. Right? We have in-depth knowledge about the organization as well as individual, that is mentee. Mentors are usually experienced individuals, not necessarily in Lean Six Sigma. We have in-depth knowledge about the organization as well as individual, that means the mentee. And see the below, the mentor would focus on the individual overall career. It is about career a lot. And the mentor would be of great help to the individual in finding a suitable role elsewhere. It is very nice one, mentoring. Successful people never reach their goal alone. It is teamwork concept. This is what the Certified Six Sigma Master Black Belt Handbook has written about the mentoring. I just copied from there. Hope it will be a little helpful for you. And in the same, the Certified Six Sigma Black Belt Master Black Belt Handbook, Chapter 23, mentoring non-belt employee. Develop information that will help non-belt project participants to advance their understanding of Six Sigma and develop the necessary skill and knowledge to become green belt or black belt. Body of knowledge, PC. Reality is that when you are mentoring about the black belt, but it doesn't mean you are always dealing with the black belt. And you have to deal with your own area of the interest too. And your mentee might be any area, but it is just in the one from the black belt mentoring program. Normally, I used to do being the master black belt and Lean Six Sigma black belt and quality engineering, certified quality engineering. I used to do this too. And I'm a food scientist and certified flavorist, and I have involved most of my time into the developing the food ingredient and flavor. That was also this philosophy I use. Purpose of the mentoring. I think I should not be explained this one. The purpose of the mentoring is making the mentor a special strength, resource, and network available to help the mentoree reach his or her goal. Bob Beal. Bob Beal has very well explained this. Mentoring is the making the mentor's personal strength, resource, and network available to help a mentoree reach his or her goal. I like this idea too. And there you see I think the bottom one, that forming, storming, norming, performing, adjourning, and recognition. This is the team communication skill. And mentoring is the making mentor personal strength, resource, and the network available to help a mentoree to reach his goal. That is whatever you know, whatever you have the expertise, or whatever you have the experience, that can help the motivate a lot. Because what we have to realize here is that when you are in the professional skill, in the professional field, that is everyday life, when you are dealing with somebody, for you, he may be nothing, but for him, you might be everything. That somebody has told you, and that we have to realize. if somebody want to take some accept you as a mentor, normally they respect your experience, your capability. That is why you have to realize that probably they might be nothing for you, but for them you might be everything for that particular journey. I can give you one example I have read somewhere. Exactly when I was a student of the uh, what is called mind mapping, that time I have the one example given to by my instructor. He's saying that one person was running around the sea, and then in the sea, because of the flooding, and million of the fish was outside the sea, and the fish was jumping, and they cannot reach back to the sea. And when he was walking around, he saw a girl throwing the fish toward the ocean as much as she can far and as much as she can so quickly. And the man asked with the girl, you know what, you are just wasting your time. If you spend your whole day, maximum one day the fish can survive here. If the whole day you spend your time to throw the fish in, you may catch up the maybe the 500. But here million and million of the fishes are there, they are dying. It doesn't make any difference. And the girl replied to the gentleman that I do agree that it doesn't make the difference in the majority, but those fish I became able to catch and throw back to the sea into the water, it makes a lot. It means a lot from them. Mentoring is also the same thing. You know what you can see here, and I also see it in Toronto a lot, and then in the US, and when I came to you guys in your country too, you can see so many type of the thinking, and every thinking has their own merit because every thinking has certain baseline, and they have influenced by the certain baseline. For your mentor, unless your mentee has such significant achievement from you or significant meaningful achievement in his career, it is a waste of the time. But don't forget, there are so many people like the fish, not getting the right instruction to achieve their destiny in the career, even though they are capable enough, but just a uh, little support or little guidance. If they are not getting that, and if you help, it may help you to land their successful career. My life also, I get a couple of the mentee, and when they work as my mentor, when they mentor me, they give me some impression that help me to reach in my current position. But unfortunately, when I achieve my certain position that I were very much dying to achieve, and I achieve now in the Toronto, even I don't know where they are. Even I don't have the single minute to communicate them back. You know what? You mentor me in that time, and I have some impression develop in my brain. Because of that, I could plan to manage further, and that encouraged me to achieve where I am today. But to celebrate my success, they are not available. They are not even in touch with me in the email. They are not in touch with me in the telephone. I don't know where they go. But the fact is that my life is going on, and so comfortably. That is the purpose of mentoring. It is not explicitly you are looking for the everybody. You are looking for the somebody. And you are not looking for the somebody in all the area. You are looking for somebody who have the potential to benefit from you. See, reach his or her goal. That might be temporary or that might be long term. Uh, okay, this from Kathmandu. Okay. The trainer, her question is, what is the difference between the mentor and the trainer? Mm, mentor is custom design. Trainer is formatted. Mentor also the formatted too. And mentoring is the career goal, especially. In the mentor, there is the mentee and mentor. The two. In the trainer, the trainee and the trainer. And mentee need not to be expert enough in the area you work or in the expertise you have. But mentor should be have the let's go to the before slide. Here I believe the mentor has on much experience, especially educated. Educated means not graduated. Educated means he has the experience, he has the education, he has the training, and he has delivered the innovative result. Trainer, the better is that I think this should be enough, but this is a simple question. Even you can Google, you can find anywhere. What is the mentoring cycle? I would like to talk about this mentoring cycle. If you see the mentoring cycle, somebody has very well make it. And I got for somewhere else. And just for your information, all the information in this slide, most of them I have taken from somewhere else, none of my own. But I have try to make it in the related for this lecture. But it is so scattered that in so many time, in so many places, even I cannot refer from where it is because sometimes it is just anonymous or sometimes not disclosed or maybe disclosed and I don't get it. And it is just for the small group of people, just for training purpose. That is why I hope it should be okay. When you see the mentoring slide, mentoring cycle, there is the mentor and it is written trusted person here. Mentor should be trusted by the mentee, otherwise the trust factor is very hard to achieve. Then the mentee corresponding need here, and then sensitive time, and then empowerment, growth step. But bottom line here is the trust. Mentor has the trust that if he spend the time, probably it's gonna benefit the mentee. That trust should have with the mentor. And mentee has the trust that the guy who is mentoring me has the experience that I can take in my career as a reference point. Not necessarily guide as a reference point to make the crucial decision for the future. And if we see this mentoring cycle, normally what happens is that building the relationship. In the mentoring, if you really want to the mentor, in the mentoring, you have to spend a significant amount of the time to build the relationship with the mentor. It is also not a good idea to take the more than one mentee in one. It is not anticipated. Maximum two, but every mentor is a custom design. That is a one mentee should have one mentor. And if you have more than one mentee, then you have a different time, and you have to develop individual plan for that mentee. And mentee also should be able to develop and incorporate into the plan because it is custom design approach I'm talking about. And then what happened here is that like building the relationship, especially knowing each other and negotiating the agreement. Because when you talk each other, then you realize what the mentee want to achieve. Then you have to negotiate the agreement, what you are going to do, what you can do, what you cannot do. Because mentor is the reference point. He doesn't going to dictate you to do something. It is a volunteer job too. That is why what happens is that mentee has if the mentee initiate enough, if the mentee want to know something, then the mentor will be useful. And I used to say, mostly when we are talking about the product, or when we are talking about your job, when you are working in a lot of things, your authority come with the responsibility. You are given to some authority and it comes with the responsibilities. You are given some responsibility, to be very honest, but you have given some authority. Then to achieve some responsibility, we get some authority. But in the mentoring cycle, try to realize here there is no authority stuff here. You have the responsibility, mentor has the responsibility, but has the utility. No authority. You have the responsibility and the utility. Utility means you are like the one cup of the water sitting on the desk. If somebody thirsty, he can drink it. He can drink it completely, he can drink it half, he can drink it quarter, it up to him. The water not gonna dictate to you. But he should have the trust, this water is drinkable, this water is gonna make my health good. Exactly in the mentoring cycle, try to understand. You have the responsibility when you assume, when you agreed that you want to be the mentor, but you have utility factor. That is, if you are a mentee, you have to realize that your mentor has the responsibility given by agreed with you or had agreed with some association. For example, right now, American Society of the Quality in the Toronto, ASQ, has run the very successful mentoring program first time in the Canada. And what happened is they normally assign one mentor and one mentee. And because of the ASQ senior members and ASQ senior professional, a lot of willing to mentor somebody else to help them. I'm one of that to sign in with themselves. That is why I make this slide. Then what happened is that, as per commitment by the ASQ to make sure that to make the mentee available, the mentor, it is the work the ASQ is doing great. Then I have this agreement and this understanding. I have the mentee, and we do some mentoring program, and I involve in the mentoring program. But I have only the responsibilities trusted by the ASQ and then trusted by the mentee, but I have utility only. If my mentee want, I try to give my best. But with the staying within the limitation of the mentoring program. Mentoring program is not to assign helping somebody else to get a job. Mentoring program is not helping somebody to commit for some benefit. Mentoring is just helping them in the area, just sharing our experience, sharing on view, so that they can talk with you. Then what happens is that when they talk with you, they can give you a fresh idea. But it doesn't mean they have to convince with you. When they got their idea, then when they mix their thinking and thought with your idea, then the result they come is not one brain, that is more brain, and that is superior than what you design. Because they know which situation they are in. They know their detailed situation. All the situation people cannot explicitly express you everything. Even they express you, you cannot understand exact situation. The idea here is somebody is having a certain situation. In that situation, they want to share you something, and then you give your idea. Now, obviously, for the mentee career build up, mentee idea and your idea is the more idea, right? And anything planned based on the several idea will be better. Then when you explain your idea, they take it, and then they explore your idea with their idea and with their real life situation. Then what happens? The potential of their success will be higher. Then just try to understand here. Mentee has the responsibility and utility. If you are talking about the authorities, there is so many mentoring institutions and they have the authority oh, you know what, I tried mentoring you and you don't come like the teacher, what he's saying or mentor saying, that you are rusticated. Oh my God. I don't know where the word is heading, but that is not the concept of the mentoring, and mentoring must be custom designed. Otherwise, it is just for the mentoring, for the sake of mentoring. Okay, one more question. Thank you. To be very honest with you, I don't like to answer this question. It is from the Pakistan. What it is saying is that we are running the institute that is the totally the mentoring, like the training, we have the mentoring program in the regular or academic, and I am one of the mentor. And if some mentor doesn't cooperate with me in the class, then why not I can fire him, and why not I can use the authority? You told us the responsibility is there and utility is there. Probably I would like I don't want to comment in this because you guys exceptional, you are getting the exceptional result, and I see you guys institute, I know your institute very well and well recognized in all around the world. That is why I'm very small enough to comment on this matter. But what I think in this matter is probably it is not the mentoring. Probably it is something training you are doing. Because mentoring cannot be, for me, mentoring cannot be in like the putting you 20 people and you taking the class and then like it is the second start of the training and just we are giving the name differently. That is how he feel about me. And then for me, if there is you are talking about the authority in the mentoring, then you have only one authority. You can break the contract anytime. And mentoring program is mentee and the mentoring mentor, and then anytime you can, without no reason is good reason to terminate this program. That is the right, but that is everything happened. But what I am telling is that uh, based on my till today understanding, what I believe and what I trust it is working well too is normally in mentoring program you have the utility and you have responsibilities. And this is the subject matter we can debate maybe a very long time. And I probably you also doesn't want to take this time because you have very limited time assigned. And but anyhow, thank you. Your question help us to other people to understand this point. Oh, you don't understand the question. Question is in Pakistan. For the confidentiality, I don't tell you the institution. They have the mentoring program in the universities, and it is like they have a lot of people in a class and they take the group mentoring there. That is new approach, and I am also looking at what will be the feedback. Maybe something is better than nothing, but there, if somebody just if you are doing the group mentoring, if one people is disturbing to other in the certain stipulated time to finish the mentoring program, then you have to jump on them and then take them in the control, right? That is what she is talking about. And probably that is why this lecture is especially for custom design mentoring program. Custom design, and that is why the custom design probably this will happen. Motivation. When you guys all should be aware that this slide is for the mentor, not for the mentee. But if you are mentee, you will also benefit from this. That is the motivation is the key and the icebreaker. When you are working as the mentor, what is expected is that share your personal story, experience with the mentee, then how you got benefited, what you had, and what you did to accomplish your career goal. That has occurred. This is the icebreaker. Try to understand one thing. If you feel comfortable to share your idea, then other person normally feel to share their idea. If you feel comfortable to share your unsuccessful story, other person also will feel comfortable to share your unsuccessful story. It is really very beautiful scenario. What happens is that we know that if you are not the company owner, if for example, if you are working in a certain company, if you are not a company owner, but to be very honest with you, when you are being with a certain situation and you accomplish the failure you learn a lot, but you lose the money, and sometimes even you cannot come back to same track. That is why people are afraid of the failure, because failure in lead you to the negative zone, then again to come to zero, it take a long time, then again to come the same level, it may take the long time. That is why. But if you really see the situation, if you really see the circumstances in the failure, people learn a lot than in the success. In the success, you learn one thing. Somebody told me, but in the failure, you learn a lot of things. But the fact is that when you really share your story, how you did and how you got the fail, how many times you fail, still you don't lose your hope, and then how you got here, what type of the information help you, what type of information doesn't help you, then probably it is very good icebreak for you. That is why motivation is the icebreak. And here we are talking about the motivation, but it is also the trust building, and then helping others to express themselves in the real time, in the real situation. But try to understand that you are motivating, you have the certain objective. It is only your interest if they want to share some information. It is not about their personal information, that their confidential information, some professional information. It doesn't mean they have to explicitly give you sometimes some company too, because a lot of time it may be feel confidential. That is why let your mentee select how you would like to tell you, but at the same time let your mentee knows if you understood better about his scenario, about his situation, it would be better to custom design the way path for the mentoring, so that the more accurate situation he can reflect you, the more you can go to the point, and the more quicker he can achieve the out of you any beneficial information or any beneficial motivation that need for him. Probably he or her came to you for certain goal. Nobody come to talk with you within this very busy world. Wherever you are, my trust is that there should be some interest. Otherwise, there should be some value add. And responsiveness. Here, if somebody want to offer you some help, but somebody doesn't want to take, then there is no any relation built in. The mentee should have the willingness for the information the mentor is sharing, because it is very vital for the learning and empowerment process, mentoring process. Responsiveness is the very, very crucial. Even though a lot of people speak about the responsiveness from the mentee, but responsiveness from the mentor also very, very crucial. I have seen a lot of fellows, when the mentee asks them questions, then they answer that it is not their business. Then what they do is that it frustrates them, and they start to think about, you know what, in my mentor, I don't know, some of the questions are really making me irritated. That is which question I can ask, which question I cannot ask. The fact is that anything the mentor feel in the professional area, he should have the courage enough to ask you. Either he got or he doesn't got the answer. And you should have provide the enough accommodation for that. And mentoring is not for the somebody who is emotional, who is reactive, and who believe what he knows is the correct, and who believe what other people know is not right. Try to understand this thing. Mentoring, if I don't care how many years you have experience, in which field, which level you are, I don't care in which position you are, even maybe the leader of the very successful company. The bottom line here is the situation, the path you travel is different than the path your mentee is travel. That is what you achieve. It is not necessary that your mentee will be the work in the same way. That is why what happened is that I receive a lot of the information in my professional life, in my office, and then you know that this way we already did it, it doesn't work. I have 20 years of experience than you. This is not gonna work. Even don't try, don't waste my time. Like, and another is that do right from the first time. this thing. Yes, this has some merit, but if you can do something, whatever you are doing is based on that time, based on that situation, based on that scenario, based on the available option, based on the available alternative, based on the information you have. There is so many cause, and you are doing that is great. We believe what we do is not perfect. That is why we are talking about continuous improvement. But we are trying to do the best from the first time is based on your maybe the 600 condition. That is what you guy in the team will figure out. This is the best way to deal with. That is why we are talking about do your best on the first time. Same thing you did last year might not be the you will do today because you have so many information available on your desk, or you have so many improvement, or so many new technology available, or you are in a different place when you're a company, or your environment around has been changed. That is a responsiveness should be the either way. Mentors should be accommodating, and mentee should be responding. And mentee should not be learned what the word mentor told. Mentee should be learned what a mentor means. What is said and what it means is different. I can give you an example. You guys may not know that I'm from Nepal. In Nepal, we used to say that you are my mom has no same sense that you are wife of my dad. The mom has a different sense and different meaning and different emotional feeling, and a wife has different sense, different emotional meaning. Try to understand this part. Even though sometimes you look like, you know what, either you say this way and this way is the right, but that is not. Saying is not the word. Saying is not the communication only. Saying is the meaningful understanding. Sometimes you can beautifully tell something, but it doesn't mean your audience understand that. Like when I came first time in Canada, if you don't understand the English, look like you do nothing like that. That was the impression I was given because I was never in the professional organization the first time. But later on I realized when I studied that, a lot of concept is that language is not the tool of communication. Even the language is not even the part of the communication. But one thing is true, majority of people understand English. But it doesn't mean the people who can understand the English even the more than the 20% in the world. That is why try to understand one part. Same thing might be expressed differently in the mentoring. Probably that is why don't take the word. Try to grasp the meaning. Try to grasp the what he tried to tell you when you are the mentor. And when you hear from the mentee, probably he told one word, but you understood differently. Try to clear out. You exactly understood not only his word, but the meaning what he tried to tell you or what she tried to tell you. That is where responsiveness in the case of the mentoring program is that like tell me about your experience. What do you think, feel about this? Listen to be drawn from this. And how can you apply this? This one is just straightforward, but it is in real life it is not this much straightforward like I have this has Megan in the one circle. That you know that I know. And normally if you see the this chart says there is the 5 phases of mentoring relationship model. I think you have already seen this in the internet too. Engagement, there is some purpose. And probably we are under on the purpose, and there is the planning will be there. In the planning, I am the fan of the custom planning, and then engaging emergence is there. Engagement is there and completion is there, but there is no any vertical or hierarchical circle here. Everything in the round table here. This is the key here. There is the purpose, and there is no one-to-one. And what is the difference? Like when I was talking in the mind mapping, the concept of the mind mapping I like is that who are you? You are the product how your brain works. If you really want to achieve something, then do you know how your brain works? We have so many experts all around the world, and they are also saying that they have the big title and then a very big brain. Then can you really drive the car without knowing how car works? But in our quality business and in our till today technical life, more than 90% of the fellow, more than 90% of the so-called exceptional people is running a lot of the technical seminar and a lot of the technical instruction, motivational courses to train the people to empower and to achieve something, but without knowing how brain works. If you don't know how your brain works, then isn't it look like you don't know how the car works, but you are teaching somebody else to drive the car? But good thing is though, even without you knowing how the brain works, we are achieving a lot. That means another good news is the day we understand how our brain works, then we can not only achieve a lot, we can achieve breakthrough in the different area, right? This graph I presenting here in the mind mapping concept, the purpose is you have the purpose. Your brain doesn't work in the systematic way that we are talking in the cause and effect analysis, or we are talking in the any theory that we used to encounter in our university or we used to encounter in our professional training. Everything, our brain work is totally different. The cause of the certain impact is not straight like we are doing the cause and effect analysis. It is not lateral. It is not vertical. For example, my brain can work. Right now I'm talking with the mentoring, all of a sudden my brain go to the Pakistan, because you guys see from the Pakistan, all of a sudden I can think about in the Bangladesh, ship in the Bangladesh and the textile factory in the Bangladesh, all of a sudden I move to Nepal and Mount Everest. Jumping the Mount Everest. There is something trigger your brain and your brain can immediately go back. And my response from here, what I am giving you the feedback or what I am responding you based on your impact is not only based on the one cause, it is not the lateral cause, it is the one area to another, it jump one to other. That is the question here is, when you build the relationship with your mentee, and when you guys have the understanding each other, and especially when the mentor understand what is the mentee issue and what you want to accomplish, then there is the purpose there. If there is no fixed way you have to do this, and then yes, you told me that in the Pakistan when I have been discussing your course, you want to design the format so that you can accommodate 100 people, and that time I didn't answer you because this is the reason I didn't answer. You want to put the one format and you want to put it in. This is not the way mentoring works. You have in the central is the purpose, and you have the engagement. Now you have the emergence. Emergence you can do your way. And the bottom line is you complete it once the purpose is reached, and then planning also have the major role here. I hope I clarify you the purpose. Even though there is the 5 phases of the mentoring program, and it is the one new slide that is the career story, most immigrant in Canadian soil. When I talk with my people my friend in the Canada, I involve in a lot of the training session and a lot of trainer and a lot of the mentoring program, and all I volunteer. I don't do by receiving the pay, because the company who has hired me for my regular food scientist and technical manager job and flavorist job, I believe they are doing very fair. They're paying me the enough for my survival. That is why, and I have this certain due diligence. I cannot relay any confidential information. At the same time, if I am doing the paid service, then I should be consulting with them and taking the approval, because not required, but that is better for the professional point of view. Mostly volunteer. I need to share this slide. Okay, before going to this slide, I have one question from Nepal. I'm thinking, shall I respond this question now, or basically, this question is for the mind mapping. I will promise you guys, I will be bring the mind mapping concept about what I believe is. What she is saying is that there is so many theory, there is so many practice, and there is so many technology available nowadays. Even though there is so many chemistry, and then like the biology and the medical science, and isn't it they have the complete understanding of the mind mapping and mind about human mind, and isn't it that everything we read is about we know how the brain works? Maybe that is our question. Here, the concept of the mind mapping is you have the tone and tone of the book in the university and the library. They don't tell you about how mind works, but they tell you about what is inside the mind and how mind processes your information within your body and within their what is called the cortex medulla and everything in the brain. When Tony Buzan was the guy who discovered the mind mapping concept, and I'm a great fan of him, and I try to get every information. And what Tony Buzan told us in the training is that when he was in the university and he had having the hard time to understand something, and he'd go to the library, try to figure out, you know what? If I know how my mind works, then I can train my brain to get out of my brain, and then I can get the exceptional mark or something. I forgot. And he go to library and he see and he contact the librarian, biggest library, and then they gave it all the book of psychology, everything. But when he turn on and look on this, really it doesn't tell him how brain works. But it tell about what is inside the brain and how brain process the information and something. That is the reason he was motivated to figure out the mind mapping. Anyhow, we will discuss this chapter later, because today we are talking about the mentoring, and in the mentoring also, in the key aspect of one mentor to be the successful mentor. And then the key point any mentee has to realize, because any mentor will be mentee in certain period, and to understand how to deliver the mentor to your audience. That is why in that part we are talking about today. And this is my story. And this story is that there is so many rejection in Canada when I arrived from the Nepal and here, and even when I go to find the job in Tim Horton, I was rejected. The reason is that they call me, I go there, and then all of a sudden one gentleman told me, you know what, if I offer you a job, then what happens is that rather than you are bringing to the customer to me, maybe my customer will get away from my desk. That is why I can't give you a job like that way, and then there is different perspective. And then from that point to the today point, like the leading the largest 100% Canadian on largest flavor house in the management level, in the technical manager level, and then ability to work all around the world for the new innovation. From that point to this point, normally I share my story, what happened, but try to understand what I have understood is that in every minute and every point, whenever I go, I always learn something. And if you see things seriously in your life, you will always learn something from everybody. That is why this is a career story I used to share with my audience. I tell the fact, I tell what I feel, I tell what happened, and I try to shorten myself. And then after what happened is that in the mentoring, and when you have time, go to that, what do you like about, and they come back, where to go, where you want to go, and then these are all the discussion happen there. That is all the thing that we do the communication, and then these are some type of the proposal we do, and then like that. And what happened is that, and then after first of all realization, agreement point to reach before the agreement between mentee and mentee, I always tell him one slide. How to close the gap. Mentee, we already discussed that. Mentee has certain skill he aspect to do the sub career he want. And one thing also true, they have the certain current skill what they have. And then what happens when you deduct the what they need the skill and what the current skill they need, then you will find the gap, skill or performance gap. And the job of the mentor is to help the mentee to fill this gap. I know that it is not so easy to understand what is the required skill, what is the current skill to benchmark and then to find the gap. It is not like the 5 minus 2 is equal to 3 stuff. It is not the arithmetical stuff where 1 plus 1 is 2, right? I understand that part. And I also understand the different issue here. But exactly that, but just for the training purpose, and that's why I'm telling them that you know that what is you believe you need the skill to be the successful in your career here, and what you have your current skill, at least you should have a SWOT analysis and one the gap. This is the skill and performance gap. Then what happens is that, first of all, what we have to do is that determine your required skill, what you want to achieve, assess the current skill, identify the gap and the root cause. Now the gap, but you have to find the root cause too. See, you want to reach here, and then you are here, you have these two, but this one piece is missing, that is in your hand. But you don't know how to put it here, right? And implement the solution. Then once you find the solution, implement the solution, evaluate the success. Very simple step. Very easy, right? What you need, like, very easy. From here, okay, I have to fly from here to Karachi to see you guys, to see your university, really very nice one. And then I have to figure out how much for my total cost, how much I have in my pocket, what is the difference. Then if I arrange the source for the difference, and if I get it, then I can go come to here, right, and enjoy, right? Same thing, very easy, look like. Determine the required skill, assess the current skill, identify the gap, and challenge the root cause here. Challenge the root cause here. And then implement the solution and evaluate the success, just 5 steps. This piece. What as a mentor you are doing? This guy figured out the piece. This guy figured out the way he believed he did, but you help them. No, in that situation I did that and it worked for me. It doesn't mean it worked for you, it worked for him. If you put it here and if you try to cross this bridge, he may fall down. But this is not like the bridge, that the real bridge. If he fall down, he can again stand up and he can again try. But that time he learned some lesson, right? Anyhow, that is the root cause analysis step. Here, yes. Oh, one question from Bangladesh. Her question is, first of all, how to know the required skill. That I will come the later. And how to sometimes you don't agree with your mentee that is the skill he is lacking. He has more than that or less than that. Oh, this is a very big question. But I will tell you one thing. Try to realize one thing. Okay, if you are in the sales business, yes, I know you are the working as the country manager of that largest successful company, and I believe you are among the largest taxpayer in your salary in Pakistan, in Bangladesh, right? Okay, you are the exceptional sales guy. I ask you two things. Look for the people who always win the gold medal. Okay, football coach, we won the gold medal, right? All the players who play the international game, they are the exceptional guy. But why they need the coach? You know everything. If they don't know everything, if they are not exceptional, how they gonna get the gold medal? But still, why every player needs the coach? To motivate, to put them on the track, to block them from the distract, right? Yes, you know that. You trust that too. Okay, I tell you, how many times when you go to your customer, this customer know what they want? I don't know what happened to me, but I was telling you, in the Canada is one of the innovative country, and it is the destination for the so many innovative stuff. And I'm working in the food ingredient, and the food we are the haven for the destination for all around the world. 90% of my innovative project that come to my desk, my customer doesn't know what he need, or what she need, or what they need. Try to understand that part. But when you show them, they can figure out what they want. Don't forget about the one thing that Ford has told. What Ford has told is that if I have asked the people before designing the car, if I ask the people what you need, the people will tell me, design me a horse that have the better efficiency and that eat less. Then the car will be never invented and never be in this way in the earth. But once I make the automobile and I show them the car, then people realize, oh, this is what I want. And then now what happens is that people start to put in the more idea, and we are in the innovative world of this current age. Is there any meaning here? I believe you get what I mean. For example, I can imagine when first time there was one helicopter landed in Nepal in the rural area, the people in the rural area thought there was an bird, sit there. What happened is that now they are looking for the bigger bird. There is a bigger bird existence too. That is what happened is that what is in your cognitive brain when you see something new? Your cognitive brain benchmark whatever you have already knowledge about, and based on that, your cognitive brain and then your brain make the target. That is a try to understand this part. Even the mentor and mentee, a lot of your mentee doesn't know what they want. When you explore them the different idea, different situation, different circumstances, then they can recognize, yes, this is what I mean. And sometimes they pick the different. And then after that, what happens is that after the having and going through that in the different stage, then they realize, no, this is not exactly I was expecting. This is what I am expecting. I hope you understand what I mean. That is a yes, it is not. That is why we are talking about the custom design and mentee custom design program. Custom design means you propose, then they review, then they propose, you review, they and I propose, they review. Then it is a lot of that is what we are talking about, understanding the mentee and understanding the mentor. And then based on the best about the among the two discussion, then you figure out the way, and when you work in the real situation, then again the another feedback come and another situation come, and then again that help you to modify your plan. It is same the PDCA cycle, plan to act, then correct plan to act, and correct plan to act correct, and that is how you do the continuous improvement. It apply everywhere. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, this is the one slide I like very most, because a lot of my mentoring in Canada, especially in the scientist or quality engineer or Lean Six Sigma black belt or the manager or somebody who is the very successful in their land of the opportunity or land they bought and they immigrate to Canada and they want to settle their career here. I have 84%, more than 84% of our audience are that category. And that time they are very much interested to know about this equation career employability, career and employability. If you are working as a mentor, try to understand this equation. Employability means that you can employ. It doesn't mean the job only. That is your career. Your employability, Dr. Paul Ramon is head of the career and employability at the University of the Liverpool. At the Liverpool, he has told that as you might expect in a research intensive university, we think of employability in terms of the formula E employability is equal to Q plus WE plus S into C. E is employability, Q is qualification, WE is work experience, S is skill, and C is contact. This is the equation here. Look like it is very hard to validate this equation, but look like it is the right until we have the other option better than this. Try to understand that we are talking about the educated employability. Educated. You should have the when they came to Canada, they have a lot of qualification, they have the work experience, some have the skill, and then contact. They are missing the contact. But not only missing the yes part in the skill part also there is some missing there, or work experience also their part is slightly diverse. Qualification, it is another chapter. Qualification in one field but slightly different, treated differently. But if you see this equation employability, your in target in the mentoring program is employability. If you see this equation in the mentoring perspective, then it will be helpful for you to custom design your program for your audience. For that, this is the mind map. Like the before gap analysis, career development, first know yourself. First of all, know yourself. This is for the mentee. First know yourself, who you are, what strength you have, what weakness you have, what skill you have, what is your future, what is your lifestyle is. If you have the 2 children and single mother, you have to pay your time to your mother too, children too. You have to cook and everything. Then something you are looking in the spare time you have. Or sometimes you are in the certain specific religious stuff you are. Maybe Friday you have to go to mass, or maybe Saturday you have to go to church, or maybe Sunday you have to go to mandir. Right? Try to understand your situation, everything, and what are your the skill, what is your future. Future means see the need and want. What is your need and what you want? And then again the lifestyle, and then again the opportunity, and what is your interest, and what is your strength, what is your weakness. This thing, you know what, you have to review though. If you review, it will be very helpful for you. And then after here, this is some slide we use in the R&D, research and development, and the technical stuff. Try to understand one thing. Normally you have, when you go through the certain experiment, I am the fan of the experiment because my background is from there. That is why I try to define in the experimental way too. This is the one thing I was in the training given to some Deloitte, and there is a written given the source. They have told me how to achieve the new idea when for the technological breakthrough training. They have given me this slide is that you have the point A, you have the base level. You want to reach the point B, that is your target level. Alright. First of all, you have to identify the barrier. What is the constraint, what is the uncertainty, what is the challenges. Then once you break through that red area, then you have the advancement there. But if there is any opportunity, like when I immigrated from the Nepal to Canada, for me, education, English was a lot of stuff. That was the stay at the red point. Then I decided to join the universities, and I decided to go English class too. But a lot of time, probably you can avoid this constraint, like barrier, constant uncertainty, because try to understand one thing, the straight road always difficult, otherwise the alternative road rarely happen. If you have the straight road, and if there alternative road too, that means straight road should be the difficult, either from the legal point or other point, or from the time or something. Otherwise, there is only one road. If the one road is there that has everything better than anything, then the probability there will not be alternative road. That is what happened is probably this red mark to break is the very difficult, and you have to spend a significant time of the significant amount. If there is any way, like 1, 2, 3, 4, like the idea generation, idea selection, prototype analysis, and result, if you have any way without passing through, you can reach the level B. When you are talking in the mentor and mentee, this graph is very important for me. When you are discussing each other, probably without going to red area, probably we can figure out the first in the 2 way that is avoiding that, and that is a little bit take time, but the very quicker and the less time incentive or the money incentive and effective. So your target to be is to get the advancement. If not, now you have to go with the red area. Then they actually help, and you can share them your experience, and you can motivate them to remove this barrier and get the breakthrough. That is the very slide I know. Then now again, probably I go to different way. Yeah. But in the employability chart, try to understand one thing. What is the expected level of the performance? This is the we have to realize. The competency are the set of the KSA, knowledge, skill, and attitude. Required skill is competence, any skill. Normally, what we are talking is that normally when mentoring and mentor, normally people have everything. Just they are looking the level of the performance. They are the lacking of the level of the performance. In my concept, most of the time, the people come in my conversation they are mostly try to figure out what is their expected level of the performance. In that expected level of performance, if you see any job, forget about one thing. If you don't have the education, if you don't have the little experience, I don't believe you will be even land a good career in the very competitive world. Education in Nepal, like you do a graduate, you're unemployed, then you got the graduate, and you should have the concept like you have to get the job. Yeah, in Pakistan too. I know. You have told me, right? Yeah, and I know in the Bangladesh too. In the Asia, this is all the like the phobia of the Asian country. Like you got the academic degree, and next day you thought you are the exceptional and you deserve the job. And even I have here in the comment that you know what, there is one position created by the UNDP, and it is for the food nutritionist program, and then there is guy not the master in the food science, the bachelor in the food science. They had that. That is nonsense. You understand what I mean? We will talk if you see my different lecture in the we will talk about that. But probably I'm not sure I can put that in the English or not. But the bottom line here is only forget about the academic education. That is the benchmark by your professor on the based on your mock environment, and then that is the graduate which level you are. Graduated at the like the graduate cylinder, right? 1 liter, 2 liter, 3 liter. Like the graduated one, just when the graduated, just you got the graduation, that you are the you have the certain basic knowledge and theory how it works, and then now you have the experience. We applied that too. And a lot of the people in this world, in this country, especially in the Canada, I know you guys, a lot of it, I see the couple of family friends you are working in Canada too, right? And then what happened is that only education experience, that is not enough. Here we are looking the three more trait, that is the level of performance, that is competence, competency, knowledge, skill, and attitude. Knowledge means specific knowledge, and skill, that is the skill, technical skill, which skill you can understand, and the attitude. And what requires full competency profile, when any job has a certain expectation of this KSA, what is your expectancy profile and what is your current level, and that is the gap. That is again the same, this breach, right? That is why, see here, for example, the first is like the mentoring workshop AHQ. You have so many things you did by yourself, and then finally there is the purpose, right? In the purpose, you can see there competing and something, and then what you do, you make your all the role, right? What this is, let's see, it cannot see, let's make it bigger. Okay, this is here is the purpose, right? And then the objective and outcome, and let's make it bigger. Oh, in the mentoring goal, now here is the mentoring goal, right? In your goal, you have the problem, you have solution, and you have idea, right? And what is in the problem? See, the problem is normally we don't use the problem, we use the opportunity, though, right? That is how it is. Problem like the skill gap in the competency, knowledge, skill, and attitude. We have the skill gap observable. Key behavior, define competency, competency category, and then the demonstrate the skill and apply knowledge. Right? That is a competency knowledge gap, that one, solution. And if you go further, I go a different way maybe. In the idea, okay, when we do in the idea, identify the gap, do the agreement with and then work together to eliminate the gap. But here, bottom line is as a mentor, no criticism, no judgment, and no temporary fix approach. If you do the more than one, and a lot of the people mentee together, then the all approach will be temporary fix one. That is not allowed. That should not be allowed, though. I cannot tell that is not allowed, but that should not be allowed, right? and then eliminate the gap situation, then they evaluate the result, ask over and over again the remaining gap, rework again for the new opportunity. This is the nice one. Then if you see this slide, like this slide, the example somewhere we see like the identify the job, your clerk, and the critical skill for the existing job. Customer 1, critical skill 2, critical skill 3, critical skill 4, current employment, like that way. Right? That is what it is. And then this way you can do the skill benchmark and you can share it. But it is not explicitly. That is why when you are working as a mentor in the mentoring program, the bottom line here is custom designed mentoring approach. It should be custom designed mentoring approach. Either you want it, you don't want it. And try to understand one thing. There is only one boss in your life. There is only one boss, that is the customer. Mentoring, that is why we talk a lot about the mentoring. In the summary, what is the objective of for me in this slide is that mentoring is two-way communication and motivation. It will be only be effective when you can custom design the mentoring program, because we have several limitations. Number one, when your mentee doesn't want to share the information, then when you go to doctor, you don't share your root cause and you don't share your problem, then you want to the medicine, then what do you expect? No diagnosis, no medicine, and if doctor is really different than the normal profession we found, then the wrong medicine. Wrong medicine, more complication, more problematic. Nobody come to you to be the mentor yourself to create the problem. For example, I see a lot of mentoring program in Toronto, especially in the Southeast Asian region, that somebody call you in the meeting and then just tell the mentoring, just they tell about the definition of the mentoring and do the mentoring thing, but they waste your time, they waste your thing, and then how many people you mentor, maybe this much, but really how much they get the job, zero, right? At the end of the day, it should be benchmarked and evaluated. Try to understand that part. Are you doing the mentoring for the sake of mentoring? Like you have some budget, you have to show some performance, you have some the non-profit organization, that is why you have to show some achievement something, and just to, in the behind of the incentive, like some saving the some job or creating something like that. Mentoring we don't trust in the as a quality professional. What we try to understand is, first of all, you realize there is only one boss, that is your customer. Then once you can satisfy your customer, then only you will be successful. That is why in the mentoring, you are trying to meet your mentee, understand his problem, and then what happens is that when the mentee wants to share you the information, it doesn't mean he accurately shares you the information. That is why, and if he shares the information, it doesn't mean you accurately understand what he means. Work on that. Number third, it doesn't mean when you understood something, then you reply the correct based on his scenario. Make sure you are doing that in the correctly. Then when you motivate him, don't expect what work for you in the approach you work. It doesn't may not approach with their approach too, because the way he is running, you are not in his way. And only so far as you don't have gone his way together, you cannot evaluate everything, but you can probably your feedback may be the better solution for him to implement. And third thing is that you also have the problem is that a lot of time your mentee doesn't know what they want to be and what they want to become, but they think something, but the reality is when you show them, when you discuss them, then they recognize. And then after one you have this two-way communication, then there is the one stage of the agreement that you know what, we did this, this is your current skill, now that do the current skill, this is your current skill, based on your expectation, this is your skill gap, and this skill gap probably we can solve this way, then there's a lot of alternative, and leave on to the mentee, which are they like to follow. Ask them what is the reason. Just try to select the option based on the reasoning rather than the emotional. And because when you go through the mentoring program, then what happens is that you have so many information not organized, and you want to be this thing, you want to be that thing, and maybe you want to be the so many things like even the none of the people has, and then now you have to bring them into the shape that too many objective. If anybody has the too many objective, means that you are doing nothing. That is why drill down to the certain level. Let them realize what they are critical to career. Now they have so many expectations, so many career objectives, but what is your critical to career development objective for the next level? Then because every level they have to work separately. And every level they need a separate custom design mentoring program, but not always they have to be mentored though. And then after one they achieve the mentoring and then make the agreement how to reach there, and then stay in the tune, and then what they are going on, this is about that, and once you reach that level, then the mentoring has to be formally ended, then the reporting. That is why mentoring has so many things to do with the mind mapping, mentoring has so many things to do with the people thought, mentoring has so many things to do with the different scenario, but the bottom line is, if you are experienced, and if somebody trusts on you, if somebody has the belief in that, and if you believe, your timing to them really can add the value add. Mentoring is the best way to serve the human being in this world. And this is a very nice gift from the God. And probably we will enjoy, and you will, I'm enjoying, and you will enjoy when you really devote your spare time to help others. And I would like to invite you guys also to join my mission and try to do the mentoring in your area that you can mentor and let them and try to be just the resource person voluntarily so that somebody can find out you as helpful to figure out their way and without expecting anything in the return. Thank you. Have a good day.